Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in the Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift, today we're joined by Natalia Guzman, a board-certified nurse practitioner and national trainer. Originally from El Salvador, she discovered her love for aesthetics back in 2006, and now with years of experience under her belt, thousands of injecting hours and extensive training, she specializes in full face rejuvenation and regenerative aesthetics treatments that enhance and maintain her patients' natural beauty at the aesthetics center that she founded called Atelier Aesthetix. And it's aesthetics with an X, right in Beverly Hills. She's a key opinion leader and trainer for Galderma, Allergan, and Revance, traveling the world to educate fellow medical professionals on advanced injection techniques and facial anatomy. She's going to join me right now to discuss the current injectable trends and how products like CO2 Lift, once again, can enhance both results and recovery. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Hello, how are you, Zen? Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. Let's dive right in. So, Natalia, you are known for your expertise in creating holistic individual treatment plans, per se, tailored to really each patient's unique features, which I love that. And you have a passion for natural balance aesthetics when most doctors are just filling to inject, right? So interestingly enough, in recent years, there's been this noticeable shift in the aesthetic industry with patients just prioritizing subtle refinements versus the overdone look that really enhance those natural features, right? The dramatic overdone look of the past is out. Based on your experience, what do you believe is driving the shift? And how have advancements in injectables helped practitioners like you deliver more natural looking results?
Over the past few years, I have noticed a big shift from people going from not wanting to do a lot of filler to moving to the more regenerative medicine. A lot of this has been driven by, number one, a lot of celebrities wanting to go back to their natural state and look more natural, still enhanced because they're not getting rid of their filler completely, or if they are, they are most certainly replacing it in a more tasteful way. One of my ideas has always been maintaining your natural beauty, and that's really what I like to focus on. I don't want to change the patient's faces. I don't want it to look different. I want you to look like a more refreshed version of you.
You're spot on. That more refreshed version of oneself, I think, is so critical to keep within proper context because with all these social media filters, nobody looks like themselves anyhow. So why go out of your way to do it? Now, with so right, with so many options available, you have neurotoxins from fillers to biostimulators. How do you determine the best approach for each patient?
When we are creating a holistic, individualized treatment for the patient, I look at the patient's face as a whole. I listen to what the patient's trying to tell me, and I try to create a treatment plan where the patient is included and brought into the consultation and also the treatments that I'm going to be providing for the patient. If somebody is telling me that they have a short time in terms of their results and they need a quick outcome, I do understand that at that point, it needs to be something that's going to provide the patient more instant gratification. If you have a wedding in a month and I'm doing a bioregenerative treatment, you're not going to see a result that quickly. On average, a bioregenerative treatment will take me about 4 to 8 weeks to actually see an improved treatment. So it depends really on the timeline of the patient. If the patient is patient enough to wait for a regenerative medicine to actually start doing its work. And sometimes I do both. I do hyaluronic acid in combination with a regenerative treatment, sort of like Sculptra.
And in your opinion, what are the top three most popular injectables right now? And which areas of the face and body are you injecting most frequently?
So one of the most popular ones, because I do specialize in doing that, I've been doing Sculptra for 10 years, and it's one of my favorite treatments. At least 2 or 3 patients a day, they are getting Sculptra. That is one of my favorites and one of the most popular ones. I do get a lot of people coming in and saying, I don't want any filler, I want more natural. So Sculptra is really number one. Number two has been skin health in combination with polyrevitalizing nucleotides. So Rejurin, which is the PDRN, or Toscani, which they have a lot of different vitamins, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, different things that we can infuse into the skin. And I like to combine that with a Silfirm treatment, which is radiofrequency microneedling, and that will help tighten the skin. That'll help with, certain jowling, texture of the skin. And then on top, I like to do also a laser, a CO2 laser called Cool Peel. Cool Peel is a minimally invasive laser that will help with pores, pigmentation, and just overall look of the skin. So when we do all those together, we get a very, very nice result. And the third one, the last one that I do a lot and I personally love myself is PDO thread lifts. Areas when we have injected with volumizers or fillers, there's only so much we can lift. So we need something extra if the patient's wanting to address a little bit more of the laxity of the skin. PDO thread lifts is one of my favorite ones to use.
Now let's bring CO2 lift into the picture. As we know, carboxytherapy has been around since the 1930s, injecting carbon dioxide gas underneath the skin, but CO2 lift was able to remodel this in a new delivery system as a topical gel mask. And while many monotherapy benefits are included in this, it can also be used in combo therapies, both pre and post procedure. How does CO2 lift fit into your broader aesthetic treatment plans, especially for injectables? How have you firsthand seen it improve patients' results and recovery?
Oh my gosh, and it's been the best thing that I could have brought into my practice. We are in Beverly Hills, as you mentioned, and a lot of my patients don't have the time for the downtime. There's always events happening, there's always meetings and things they have to do all the time. So when I apply CO2 lift mask on my patients for bruising, it'll help with hydration. It'll also help with infusing any of the things that I put topically for them. It has been a complete game changer in my practice. Patients also, I do recommend that when they travel a lot, taking a package of 3 for the CO2 lift mask so that their skin maintains that hydration. As we know, being on a plane, sometimes you're traveling a lot and you don't get to drink a lot of water. Utilizing one of these masks at night for the time that you're out of the country or whatever they're doing, they're going to maintain their hydration of the skin and just keep looking glowing and youthful during that time.
That's a great endorsement. You have me sold. I'm already a big fan of CO2 Lift. I love the company. I love the products. I love the founder behind the company. She's all
Absolutely.
about female empowerment, and they're just good people, right? Now, going beyond your aesthetics center, you're also a trainer and educator, clearly making you a trusted source when it comes to injection techniques and facial anatomy. With your extensive experience, I'm sure you've seen it all. I'd love for you to share some of the most common challenges patients face during recovery from injectable treatments, as well as some of the biggest mistakes you've encountered from poorly performed injectables. How do you approach managing these complications?
Depending on the recovery of the treatment that we have done on the patient, I think one of the most challenging ones sometimes, especially for a patient that is a first timer doing a treatment such as PDO thread lifts, the swelling, potentially some bruising and the soreness. That has been one of the major challenges sometimes for patients in their healing process. And again, CO2 mask has been a perfect addition for these kinds of patients because it'll help with the swelling, it'll help with the bruising. And in terms of the challenges of treatments that patients have done that I've had to fix, lips has been a very big one in under eyes. I feel like these are very small areas that a lot of injectors tend to over inject and inject incorrectly. So finding lumps and little bumps around in the lip, making the lips too big where they migrate in the upper area of the lip. And then in the under eye, when they apply, number one, too much filler or the incorrect type of filler, or number three, also too superficial of the filler. So those are things that are very challenging to address and to really take care of so that the patient can have a better outcome. A lot of the times patients after getting this dissolved and treated, they're terrified of doing anything again. But the understanding that no matter what we do, we have to do it in moderation and it has to be injected properly so that we have no complications.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories out there, and definitely go to somebody that's trusted Now, as an aesthetic injector, I know it's so important to stay up to date with all the latest advancements, especially with more patients gravitating towards non invasive treatments. With your extensive experience and expertise, you're definitely at the forefront of this ever changing landscape. Looking ahead, what technologies or techniques do you find the most exciting and see potential for shaping the future of aesthetics?
Oh my goodness. I am very excited for the future of aesthetics. There's always something, like you said, coming out. And we're looking into a lot more of the regenerative medicine and utilizing things that are going to regenerate the actual cells of our skin and improve texture, improve volume deficiency, and keep us as safe as possible. All the treatments and the products that we have now available in the US market are meant to work synergistically with all the other things that we have. But I think now we are addressing the root cause of the aging process, which is the volume of elastin and collagen and fat in our faces. So now that we're figuring out things that are going to help us improve those areas and maintain, I think it's going to be a game changer for us. Skin boosters are really big right now in the market as well. And great skin boosters are coming from overseas so that we can actually provide not only a volumized face, it's going to look natural and refreshed and rejuvenated, but we're also going to be targeting the skin. I'm very passionate about skin. So I think that once we have the regenerative medicine and the skin regeneration, I think it's going to be a game changer.
Wow, you got me excited about everything. I'm going to come to Beverly Hills and see you.
We are here. We'll take good care of you.
I'm on my way. I'll be in Laguna Beach this weekend, so maybe I'll stop in on my way back to LAX.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You're filled with knowledge, beauty, and just so much expertise. I love having our experts on.
Thank you so much, then, for having me. This has been exciting, and I can't wait.
Guys, that was the incredible Natalia Guzman, board certified nurse practitioner, national trainer, and founder of Atelier Aesthetix. Definitely check out her practice online at Atelier Aesthetix with an X, atelierAesthetics.com, and register for her direct trainings at artaestheticinstitute.com to take your career as an injector to the next level. And of course, definitely follow her on the gram at nurse.nat.aesthetics. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. That was the Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase in luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance.
For more information or to order CO2 Lift, ask your skincare professional or go to co2lift.com.